What's going on, guys? What's happening? YouTube, you guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels, and I see a lot of people who are always wondering, like, how did you get your idea for your Shopify store? How did you decide what products you were going to sell online? How did you find your e-commerce niche? And so I wanted to just kind of show you guys kind of an interesting website, interesting business concept that I saw. It's Saturday morning here by me. I'm backed up about 3,600 emails, both in emails from you guys, and then whenever I see interesting stories, interesting stores, a lot of times I'll email them to myself and say, you know what, I'm gonna make a video about this later, and then my email box just starts fucking backing up, and I never get around to it. So I'm taking a couple hours this morning to drink way too much coffee and just kind of start cranking through videos. So I'm gonna be putting out videos probably every day for the next, at least the next week here. I'm pretty busy with Black Friday stuff and kind of getting ready for that as well as doing the same for some clients that I work with. But I've been kind of slacking on getting videos out, so I wanted to take a couple hours here to knock a couple things out. So I believe I heard about this business on one of the prison YouTube channels. For anybody who doesn't know, like, prison YouTube channels are like a huge niche right now. It's kind of like right up there with like ASMR, and you got channels like Big Herc, Fresh Out, Life After the Penitentiary, my buddy Bounce Back B, Life After Prison, Lockdown 23-1, and a host of others. And I believe he was interviewing somebody who just at the end of it, he was like, "You want to plug anything?" And they were like, "I got an Antler dog chew store." So here's what the business is from my understanding. Basically, every spring, summer, fall, sometime of year, deer shed their antlers. I think they go knock them off on a tree or something like that. But there's antlers lying literally all over the place. And so what this guy does, I think he lives in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. He actually probably has Ohio or Wisconsin. Wisconsin's got a big deer problem, or a lot of deer as well. But deer shed their antlers. They're literally all over the place. I remember my dad had a buddy who lived in some rural area, and he used to give me like deer antlers, as I used to be into like cowboy and Indian type stuff and Western type stuff. And so he used to always bring me antlers, and I think I still got one of them lying around the house somewhere. Anyhow, antlers are a popular dog chew toy, and if you go to a store like Whole Foods or like a pet store, they charge a fortune for deer antlers. So when deer antlers shed their antlers, some of them might be small, but some of them are like big buck antlers. And what this guy will do, he saws them into like little manageable chunks. I think he sells them by the size. He winds up using like a sander or a grinder to kind of round the edges so they're not sharp and so dogs aren't hurting themselves. And if anybody decides to do this, I believe there's something, I don't think it's good to inhale any type of particles or dust, but I believe there's something in deer antlers that is like very, very harmful if you breathe it in. So if you do happen to live in an area that has antlers and decide to try a little side hustle like this, make sure you wear a respirator when you're grinding them down, and also make sure you grind them down so you're not selling people sharp antlers that are going to hurt their dogs. But literally, there is no product cost to this guy. This guy, he's got some type of little like off-road golf cart quad type thing, and he just rides around however many acres he owns, and he just picks up deer antlers, brings them back to the shop, saws them into manageable pieces, and then sells them online. Now that I think about it, I think this might be a different company. I think the guy who I saw on Lockdown 23-1, I think he may have had a different shop, and I think maybe I was kind of intrigued by this idea and started looking around and happened to stumble upon this website. But here we got some cute puppies here. CST antlers, elk antlers, dog bones. Why give your dog an elk antler? Because they last long, they don't splinter like animal bones, 100% natural, no chemicals, and they're chewing trying to get the marrow inside. And I think let's see, elk antler, dog bones do not harm elk. So they're not killing elk to get these antlers. I guess he sells elk antlers, not deer antlers, but they're not killing any animals. The animals naturally shed them every year, and he just goes around and picks them up. He's actually got pretty good SEO here. Kind of explains the difference between elk antlers and deer antlers. Talks about their farm. Looks like they have a little shop as well. And for anybody who might have an interest in doing something like this, but maybe you don't live in an area with a lot of deer, you can actually on Alibaba buy literally container loads full of deer antlers. So if you wanted to get a container of deer antlers delivered to your house, say you could saw them up, grind them down, and sell them online. Seems like a pretty good margin business. He recommends the different sizes he sells based on the size of the dog breed. Let's see. So like $5 for one of these antlers. Looks like these are ones he sawed in half, so it's easier to get to the marrow. These ones are $5. But some of these, you know, the larger they get, $22, $40, $40, $30, $10, $10. And he didn't pay anything for these. He found them laying around on his property. The only cost is the machinery to saw them down, which I imagine he already had, and sawing these down. But this is pretty much 100% profit, minus whatever it costs him to host his store online and his time. But a lot of people are looking for like interesting businesses to start, products to sell, and I think a lot of people jump to like, hey, I'll just order some stuff off AliExpress or Alibaba. But you might want to look in your own backyard. Sorry guys, the washer just started. You might want to look in your own backyard, and there might be some money-making opportunities right around you. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of get people thinking creatively, thinking outside the box, and you might just have a money-making idea right in your backyard. So hopefully you guys found this video interesting or informative or thought-provoking. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll catch you on the next video.